nyamfo His Excellency Benjamin Kofi Quashie wono enene yenno eba betwetwe nkomo. It's time with Mr. Benjamin Kofi Quashie NDC amanyuko no wodi mu akutipa NDC SA Council of Elders chairman ene so mesrang and yam fan sembi empempem no they be can say na to be ya ye kra mukra mundi vote monto aba enti eba ne saying na mo no mode mo ho agimu na no campaign was South Africa ne but ye be say campaign na wo mo ye union NDC funu so e won sunsanso bi e wo 2024 December abato na ye ba beto no aha eye gasa ready mpacho won sa wa link no na won so wa share menye pesemi nkuminya mo bi sunsan ka bi na won so entimi ene amanfo enche bi me stream live on our Facebook page which is gasa obitimi adjoine. In the course of the interview, so I'll be reading text messages and ebeba obetimi so that for studio line and so my personal number so and all doors are open, so the messages ebeba Orunu for His Excellency Benjamin Kofi Quashie NDC SA Council of Elders chairman or no ewa enene it's what mesrang na yenenu eni enkomo enti prepare no memo na kwaba na afi yahwe said den ene obetimi ene etifu ache Ghanaians okasa ema Ghana funyina titru NDC amanyuku no na wonyen ebabedi enkomo ene no mama na kwaba stronko na afi yedi enkomo. Mr. Quashie, good morning.
Nana, morning. Bibia boko there.
Nyankopon de bibia boko na unzo e.
Nyame adom.
Yada si bibre say among your busy schedule. Ne time bia e beto nsa fro no. Gasa ready the ngeti for one tria no from no aba besrayen. Minim say o say ye bodama ye bufifi. I don't know if we start from here and I even figure namra. Ni nyina say whichever. Yeah. Na NDC for more South Africa. Mamimisa, how are you contributing to December elections about campaigning? Say Ghana the echo so. Na NDC from penny for more, and NDC for more. How are you contributing to ensure say come 2024 December no kero no nyamfo John Dramani Mahama ebetimi ababe Ghana amagana fa nintama pefra.
And I'm da say mamimfa akwenye nso enchia yetiefo nyina.
Yetiefo joso.
I think say ye war South Africa ha ye war amanyuku a friend NDC mono. We doing much to help the main party in Ghana. Yenim say okay no. The real show is in Ghana.
Yes.
And so whatever we do, we need to make sure that it has an effect on what happens in Ghana. So most of our members and ourselves, we have embarked on what we see a flag bearer doing lately, which is the door-to-door campaign.
Door-to-door campaign, okay.
We believe that this is not the time to organize big events where you put a lot of people together, but we believe that we need to go to the people with the message. Now, when you look at the revenue reserves in Ghana, when you look at what comes in from outside, which are the foreign remittances by Ghanaians in the diaspora, it's a lot. And so we have a say when it comes to issues that happen in Ghana. So the NDC here in SA, under the leadership of the chapter, has ensured, say, what we do is to allow our members carry the message back home and give to their people. Sabita Flache, Uye Juma was saloon waha na at the end of the month, you 3,000 rand.
Yeah.
I had the Ubenya rent it very well. But now the sumako fieno, Yehu says is here, everybody is complaining. Situations are hard, conditions are not good at all. So we tell them, say, tell your people back home, say, it is time for us to vote for change. It is time for us to vote for Nipa Yenim, say, or Beje Ghana Akunyana. He will do everything possible, and yet for select people, but for all of us.
All of us.
And I believe, say, the message is going quite well. We've met people who have asked us questions. We've met people who have asked us, say, what is different this time around? Why should we give you the chance? And we've given them cogent answers. We've preached about the big push that President Mahama initiates when he comes into government. We've spoken about the 24-hour economy. We've spoken about other government interventions. President Mahama, Kasafa, we believe, say, so Muma NDC, the chance will bring it to fruition. And I'm so happy, say, I can tell you on authority, say, it is going so well. Even more than we expected. And I believe, say, even from here, the wind of change is blowing.
Okay. Still on that, ensuring, say, Ghana for let's say South Africa, and free fee, no one can share with you for say The same thing to me, man, near my thing.
Yeah.
Into here change.
Yeah.
Door to door, if I may put it that way, Sana Moya, no, a hina mako.
Well, we've gone to, in fact, the chapter has delegated different people to lead that cause. And now I say, we visited a lot of branches. We started from Houghton, we went to Ekuhelen. Today too, we are going other places. Our members in Durban, Cape Town, other places are also taking the message to the people. So, as for the dissemination of information for people to know, say, it is time to vote for change in there. We are doing so well about it. Formal sectors, informal sectors, settings that we see Ghanaians there. We go to churches, we talk to them and say, look, it's not about any individual ego. It's not about any individual or selfishness. No, we are saying, say, look, we voted for change 7.5 years back. But the change we voted for, what kind of change has it been? Ghanaians have realized that the NPP themselves know, say, this is not what they promised Ghanaians in the first place.
The NPP themselves.
They know this is not the. If you listen to some of their people that we visited, for example, now we visited a branch in Tembisa, and there were people there that ensured, say, the NPP administration came to power through their collective effort 7.5 years ago. But today they tell you, say, what we presumed or what we thought, say, it would be what we will get out of it. You know? We've not got it out of it. And it's about family and friends. They don't call you. So the people
nepotism
and you know, the arrogance with which Nanado rules, it has transcended every person that belongs to this high hierarchy in the NPP administration. I think, say, it's not unfortunate, but it's not late. Ghanaians will right that wrong that we did and ensure, say, on December 7th, no, the good people of Ghana will elect President Mahama so that Owabe continue with Neju Papa.
Still on the essay, door-to-door churches campaigns here, Moye. You go to meet the NDC, and as you go to meet Ghanaians, are you convincing the NDC say Mama Adrian is some Mama Adrian him, or you guys are convincing the entire Ghanaians say he's not coming for only the NDC, he's coming for Ghanaians? Into Ghana funina mufrefi na omontoma NDC.
But let me reiterate this point.
Okay.
The NDC chapter in South Africa has done more for the Ghanaian community than even for the members of the NDC.
Okay.
And that is a fact. You can it's irretraversible fact.
Okay.
We continue to talk about Ghanaians. Everywhere that we find ourselves, we say Ghanaians first. Now, yes, we know that our members are there. They would ensure that they vote for us. But you cannot win an election with only your members in sight. Exactly. You need to convince other people as well who do not belong to your tradition to be able to also vote for our party and our candidate. So we don't only so we go to sectors where it is not purely about political campaigning, but we ask ourselves questions. How are things in South Africa compared to yesteryears? Uye Juma will be back at yourself first, no, onya 6,000 rand, or the Kofia, that dollar near 1:4 until your to me the yen be break. Today, when it goes, the boost your 4 friend and say, scan out the suma or the money and yen to me and find you. And so these are things that the Ghanaian people are facing. These are things, if you talk about documentation, if you talk about Ghanaians being arrested because Home Affairs goes on raids and other things, no, you don't only talk about NDC people, it's about Ghanaians. The whole Ghanaian. So our message of hope, it's not directed only to the NDC, it's directed to all Ghanaians, especially those in South Africa, to say num insio and ya numunsa. We know the difference. For them to give John Mahama the chance.
Still talking about how we wish we can vote. What comes in mind, Europa?
Well, you cannot. You see, your international relations director, the Honorable Adele Sebefia, has always said, when you go into a battle with the MPP like we know them, you need to be battle ready. Into the NDC fraternity here, we have ensured, need passport or more passport, spy and other things. So we help them get their passport just to be in readiness, because if Europa happens, what are we going to use to do the registration? It will be your passport. Not all of us have a Ghana card, so it will be your passport. And then you should also understand, say, ever since that Ghana entered into this agreement with the South African authorities for visa-free, it is the wish of the government of South Africa and Ghana, say, most of our members who are here illegally, go back home, regularize themselves and come because of the 90-day visa waiver thing. So for us, what we believe in strongly is we are prepared when ROPA is something that has to happen overnight. But our legislative representative are also there. For us to know, say, if ROPA has to happen, there should be a period and there should be a time frame within which we'll take the message to our people. It shouldn't be something that is just rushed and as overnight they decide, say, this is what they are going to do to rig the elections. And I tell you, say, we, the NDC in South Africa, if ROPA is something that is passed today, would ensure that we have adequate members of ours who get whatever it is that they need to get to vote for change in Ghana.
Let me ask this question. I don't know to call it if it's blind or something. If they should implement ROPA now, who will it benefit, the NDC or the MPP? I don't know if you have answers to that.
I have answers. The truth of the matter is that there is nothing that the MPP will do now that would take them away from the defeat that is staring them in the face. There's nothing. They can clinch to straws. They can do whatever they want to do. The people of Ghana have seen the kind of leadership, the kind of mismanagement. The people of Ghana have seen the kind of arrogance that this government has played. This government is not there to help us defast. So NPP can do whatever they want to do. We know the tactics. They will use all the Machiavellian tactics that they want to use. But once the people have decided for change, there's nothing that stops it.
Safena Adoka Safena to Uti Gasa Radio. With Gasa Radio so that na any day when him say His Excellency Running for Benjamin Kofi Quashie wano and our Japanese so Baba is from time to time na ave inyumapa any pa union NDC for your campaign no Baba Ghana phones so na they're not allowing them to break the 8 and no pa de a command the Ghana for no on per se fancy here. Mr. Quashie, we call a complete man when he's married. So this man is complete just because Wawari, yes, it makes you complete. John Mahama won't mean a complete president without a running mate. Yati, where he a professor, Nana, an ordinary running mate. Officially, MPP phone didn't my but denya in him said Napu. And not what in the ever. Head to head, a moment.
Honestly, like you said, no, we hope and pray that they maintain Napo. Because as for Napo,
is it?
Yeah. As for Napo, I can tell you on authority, say there's nothing for you to be scared about when you hear that Baumia's running mate is Napo. This is two arrogant individuals. This is two clueless individuals. These are people who talk anyhow. You can't organize Omukasa by heart. In what way would you be scared of Napo? What is the track record of Napo? The same man who said, say, if the finance minister puts a sea defense program in the Volta region, he will stand against it and ensure, say, they do the same thing for the Ashanti region. The same person, Ebisa, and say, there is doom, so what do we do? I say we should go for our own timetable.
Yeah, timetable.
The same person who was doing gestures in Parliament, pointing that people were not sensible. I don't think say Napo, it's the MPP and Kasa say there's no chance in them winning the next election. So they are banking their hopes on getting about 75% of the votes in the Ashanti region. How do they get it? They get people like Napo as a running mate so that he appeals to the people of the Ashanti region. Granted, say this is what they want to achieve. The people of the Ashanti region themselves, they are tired. They've realized that this government has taken them for fools. They've realized, say, it is only under an NDC administration that they've ever seen development among themselves. Recently, Kaya, the regional minister, Eko Khan, said they have a lot of projects that they've done. We said he should name some of them. It took the whole show. He couldn't name any of them. That is the sad spectacle with what is happening in the Ashanti region. Their hope is that NAPO will bring in the vote for them. But Sawetie and the Apia Kubi, one of the MPs from the Ashanti region, he recently said, NAPO cannot hold his hand. And this is a serious indictment. Ebia, Nase, journalism or journalists in Ghana have just kept quiet about it. But if you have a ranking member of your party and an MP coming from the Ashanti region, which is your strongholds, say, oh no, he doesn't see NAPO to be fit to be a vice president or a candidate because NAPO is not a unifier. That is enough.
Don't you think, say, and you'll be an some in his party? Maybe they were be an uncle or vying for other person in the party and then Napoho, so they might pass such comments.
The truth of the matter is that let's interrogate the comments that they've passed. Is it true? You and I cannot say NAPO is not arrogant. Very arrogant. Very arrogant. When NAPO was Minister of Education, he's the one who made our kids go to school, change the shift system. He's the one who decided
the double track. I was about to go there, say, Prof. Ako Education, NAPO Ako Education, head to head.
Look at the head-to-head statistics. Look, if you look at what NAPO achieved at the Ministry of Education, then you realize we are dealing with a failure who has been appointed or who is going to be appointed as a running mate. Nana, the records are there. I don't want to bore your listeners this morning, but the truth of the matter is that we will look at how each government or each individual has performed.
Yeah, because it's here for any Benjamin will say if you have records of that head to head, yes, will say okay, MPP for the choose to media, it's a done deal, and I say it's a no-go area.
Nana Osha, under the visionary leadership of Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman, now Minister of Education. What did we do? We got the highest level of access in the country to educational institutions. NAPO should point one SAHR or set it up the time he became a Minister of Education. Nana, under Prof as a Minister of Education, as many as 87 schools under trees were abolished. But today we are back to the same canker under the MPP administration. Nana, Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman's tenure and our student loan trust was adjusted upward. It was at that time 650, and then during her tenure it was adjusted to 2,500. Nana, it went up to it was adjusted to 1,000, and then it went up again to 2,000 cedis to help brilliant and needy students that couldn't afford scholarships or any help. Nana, it was still under the same Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman that you cancelled the quota system when it comes to the training colleges and nursing training colleges. It was still under the leadership of Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman that we had all these senior secondary schools that were built. The E-blocks that came up everywhere, in every constituency, in every region. They had a lot of them to bring education to the doorsteps of our people. Now, Nana, NAPO is the one who supervised that shift system. Keeping students home for as long as 6 months and doing less than 4 months in school. How do you joke with the education of our children like this? Nana, it was under his watch and our basic schools lacked textbooks. NAPO did nothing to resolve this issue. Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman, her track record, we don't want even to go into her persona as an accomplished academician. But if you really want to go into it, you'll see, NAPO has nothing to compare when it comes to Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, one MPP for when they went for their presidential elections, it was a battle between the current vice president, for Baumia, and then the other contender. Na amount rally support behind him Kennedy Akompreku Japan. Okay, so Emra na amount for Kasenka Kennedy Japan wini ya enka MPP NDC fu benyom ho ginapa, and then fortunately went me wini and the vice president or no wini and ono na Otu Franka no ede Emma no na enka me question no but be say me the realm yakanda but person yes so you are John Dramani Mahama or the 24-hour economy. That's the campaign message for the year. And the vice president is also to Franca Edema, NPP, one also eco digitalization. The party between the two, they can say NDC for the move create employment. And when we go to digitalization, is why the current vice and economic so I say a bit decrease employment. How true can that be?
Well, look at the policies that the NDC is trying to come up with the 24-hour economy. The blueprints are not out, but we've held our flag bearer explain much about the policy and how he intends to implement it. Digitization is something that has come to stay in the world that we find ourselves. This is a technological era. Now, how does digitization work without a 24-hour economy? How does it work? Now, Vice President is now shifting attention from the economy and moving to an area that is safe. I call it safe because the world has moved with technology. So if you say you are using AI to do certain things, if you say you are using drones to do certain things, everybody said this is where the world has come. But you need a leader who will say, out of it all, what can I do to put food on the table for the ordinary citizen? You need a leader who will say that irrespective of the person not being a technologically savvy person, what can we do so that that person can also contribute his quota or her quota to ensure, say, there's food on his table and there's an economic development to the person? That is employment. That is employment. And we are saying, say, you cannot continue doing things. Nana, we've heard about digitization for quite a long time. Has it changed the dynamics of the country? No. Unemployment skyrocketing to 30-something%. You have youth who are brilliant, out of school, all of them trying to surge in outside the country because they feel, say, the country has failed them. A 24-hour economy, as we have heard, it's going to be the game changer, because at the end of the day, everybody will get something to do. And the things that everybody will get to do would only not inure to the benefit of the government or the state, but to the individuals as well, who are contributors towards the development of the country. So I think, say, let's get the two priorities right, and let's, even the MPP knows that 24-hour economy, it's a game changer. And when given the opportunity, in the weeks, in the days to come, the party will come up with a manifesto that will give clear-cut guidelines as to how the things will be implemented. And you'll see, say, this is the way to go. We are doing things differently this time for a better Ghana for all of us.
Talking about doing different things this time, MPP ko NDC aba, MPP ko NDC aba. Are we not recycling the same leadership?
If I didn't know you, I would have said, say, you're a disappointed MPP person. Because this question only comes from people who have been disappointed. But they pretend, say, all is well.
All is well. Okay.
No, it's not well. You can't compare the two. Why do I say so? Did you hear the news? And they say UGMC has been able to perform kidney transplant in 6 patients.
Yeah.
Where did they do it? At the University of Ghana Medical Center. Who built University of Ghana Medical Center? Who had the vision of putting up that hospital? That edifice there, it's about leadership. That edifice there, means recently.
No.
It is classic. John Mahama it's a different kind of lead. Hospital at Sewa, 500-bed military hospital project in Kumasi, 104 police hospital project in Accra, 113-bed maritime hospital in Tema, among a lot of others, Nana. In terms of education, Nana, a total of 1,856 out of 2,578 basic schools projects were completed as part of the School Under Trace program under President Mahama. Now, in 2016, the exchange rate of the US dollar was 1 to 4 cedis. Today, the dollar is 1 to 15 cedis. It will definitely get to the 16 mark. Nana, on many fronts, the NDC is spectacularly far better and different than the MPP. If at that time we were able to do these things with the meager resources we had, forget about the oil revenue, the discovery of new oil fields that this government has had. This government has had a lot of taxes. You expected they would have used that money for developing the country. But you don't see anything with all the taxes that they have. So it is only a disappointed MPP person who will say, the two are the same. They cannot be the same because the evidence is there. When you access, we produce it. Name one hospital that Nanado has built ever since he became a president. Name one.
Okay.
That he has started and he has completed. Name one intervention that he has been able to supervise and ensure had gone the long way to help Ghanaians. None. Now, even the free SHS that we all say that it's a brilliant idea they came up with, the implementation is shambolic. It was rushed through under a minister of education in the name of Napo. Everything was done so shabbily and without cost to any policy paper or policy direction.
Not to catch you, work of free education about the amount for candidates, and it's all over. Say, you're for John Mahama's OPA, free education will be trim. I never heard him say that anywhere. But to clear the air, ABOB for the first time. How true is that?
Well, the truth is this. President Mahama said he will review.
Okay.
When you review something, you want to make it better. But Yanum said review means change.
Talking about the NPP.
The NPP. And they've run to the market with this thing several times to say, and Jomama Baobe Council. You heard our minority leader, the Honorable Kesalatu Forcing in Parliament just last week, say that the NDC administration or the NDC caucus in Parliament, on the instructions of the NDC party, would ensure, any regulation or any law that will be needed to entrench free SHS, they will support it in its whole entirety after the change, the correct operational changes are made to it. Now, there is nowhere President Mahama has stated,
about Obitrim.
Free SHS, we have started saying about free SHS, but we said it should be free, compulsory, and it should take processes. You don't just start with it. You understand? And fortunately for us, we have seen the shortfalls that this particular educational system has presented. The NDC has got top brains in the field of education who ensure the mistakes that we have seen under free SHS. So look at free SHS.
Yeah.
There are people that are able to afford fees for their awards. There are others that are not able to afford fees for their awards. My question is, how do we play it so that me, I can be able to afford? Now say party B cannot be able to afford. How do we do it so that I can pay something that will go the long way to benefit party B that cannot pay? This is about reviewing. This is about strategy. This is about policy. This is about having dialogue to see how best this can work. And this government has failed on it. But the NDC administration under President Mahama would ensure that there's a policy dialogue and there's a review of the free HS to make it better and more lasting.
Listening to you carefully on this free education thing in regards to the review now, what can I naturally say yeah, the 2 minimum NDC amanyokuna they are one more kind of say so be bet me a now the less privileged won't mean no.
That is coming from my perspective.
Okay.
I'm saying
when they're doing the review now,
they are doing
things like that
these things can come up because we've had a lot of parents say what they are even paying. Yes, but you have textbook fees, but you have feeding fee
with the free education.
With the free education. So what is free about it? What I'm saying is that sit down with the policymakers, sit down with parents, sit down with the institutions. How best do we get? You remember, recently the PTA Association of the whole country said the free HSS, it has become more of a burden than a blessing. Because they have to go out themselves, speak to parents, get money to feed their kids in school.
The free feeding and so on.
There's nothing, it's not working. The caterers are free feeding. Most of them have laid down their tools because they've not been paid. Who can't? They say there's no money. Where is the money? Because of the mismanagement, because of the cluelessness of this NPP administration, nothing is working right. And NDC administration would ensure, monies that are pledged or monies that are earmarked for projects, for things that will benefit the entire Ghanaian people, they are implemented. Not the way our NPP for your Mwejume.
Yes, campaign so far in Ghana, how is it going?
Well, it's going well. we've seen our flag bearer adopt a strategy now, which is very, very helpful, which is the door-to-door campaign. The flag bearer is doing everything possible, meeting opinion leaders, meeting groups, meeting CSOs, listening to them, and in some couple of days he'll be meeting the press, taking questions from the press as to how they expect things to go under his presidency. And remember, each president under the Fourth Republican dispensation has always got for meet the press. 3.5 years now, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, our president and the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, has not met the press. Why? Because he cannot face the question, the barrage of questions that will come. So his handlers are even afraid to let him face the media and for them to ask questions on behalf of the Ghanaian people. President Mahama, as an opposition leader, has given himself out once again that let the media come, ask me questions. What do you want? What do you think I should be able to do? What are my visions? How do I intend to implement them? This is a pragmatic leader. Nana, the truth of the matter is his form of campaign now is a different one. One that is people-centered, one that brings hope to the doorsteps of the people, one that allows him to speak to the people that are going to elect him and get their thoughts, their ideas firsthand, so as to ensure, when he is voted to be their leader, he does things that the people have always wanted.
You know, one thing I want you to clear from the minds of Ghanaians, and it's a man for Mahama or one temple so bar baby he cannot be held accountable because and can make any idea. What do you have to tell people who speaks like this?
I have interacted with President Mahama, and President Mahama is one person who believes in the rule of law. It's one person who believes in the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. He's one person who believes that the Constitution is bigger than an individual. And he's one person who believes that leadership is about service to the people. He's one person who believes, when you are called to serve, in whichever shortest time that you are given to serve, you serve and leave a mark. The mark of a good leader is one that is able to turn things around in the shortest possible time. And then your people that you are presiding over will realize he did everything possible to ensure that there's a great takeoff, there's an economic revolution, things have started changing, he has resetted Ghana. He cannot rule for another 8 years. The Constitution bars him from there. But I can assure you, within the 4 years that he finds himself, President Mahama will do everything that he has to do to ensure, the people of Ghana will say, even within the 4 years that you've done what you have done, will give the next NDC administration. And so President Mahama has got, I say, he's got a very difficult position that nobody wants to get. One, he has 4 years. Two, he needs to reset the country. Now, if you want to reset the country, that means that there's no honeymoon for you. Once you are elected, once you are sworn in, work starts. And I believe that if he puts his mind to the job, get real people who are ready to help him develop the country, trust me, within the next 2 to 3 years, we would have seen a great economic takeoff. We would have seen a great resetting of the country. And the people will see, whoever comes after him. Fortunately for us, President Mahama is going, but the ideas that he has, he can still share it with whoever becomes the next leader and ensure there's a smooth transition, there's a smooth takeoff of the project that he starts within his 4 years for whoever will come again. And I can tell you, if President Mahama does what we know he's going to do, the NDC will be in power for God knows how long.
MPP for ne monhwe na hwa 8 na minti break yabeko Kenya but no nso kakra na menetiefu eni enkomo aha eye Gasa Radio Gasa Studios na Facebook o share e free no mestres our link no wa share Facebook so you stream live wo Gasa your page near Gasa it's spelled GHASA no space GHASA onsa ebeka Gasa Radio live streaming no ahwe our studio ha NDCSA chairman Council of Elders for chairman Edin Awojiso Benjamin Kofi Quashie Mr. Wano ewa ha ene yede no etwetwe enkomo yedi nkomo bebre NDC fu campaign pa South Africa ha door to door amanfo no sisi omo no fo se comfortable leading intino omo no matiada na yɛbɛhwɛ so ɔmo de nane ne breaking 18 no said no mo de breaking we are yet to find out. And this is for the letter that I've seen ɔmo bɔ adwuma ebian MPP for no so last hour and so no mo bɔ adwuma we are yet to see kindly the visible pie in NDC for many abre the ɔmo can say enye se okom ene edo mo nkuto na emu no obra Ghana fu nyina ebre no no pese wo mo Ghana edo mo story no follow.
Yeah, but follow Kenya story, the Gen 2 movement, no.
Yeah.
You know, Mamenkai on March 2nd, 2011, Gabi Asare Tredakum, the almost friend de facto prime minister.
De facto prime minister.
Yes. He tweeted on the 2nd of March 2011, Mamenkai Mao, or say, when would the youth of Africa be sufficiently angry to rise up and throw out foolish and corrupt leaders? When we have become so used to being trampled upon and or being visited by mediocrity of the leaders that we accept it as okay. Until we get angry and do something about our situation, we are not going anywhere. Ace wrote.
Okay.
Nana, we'll say there's this new force that is emerging in Africa, and we should see, say, young people are now serious about taking up leadership.
That's so true. That
young
is so true.
People have felt, say, the current generation has failed us. So we cannot continue to allow them on the tangents that they find themselves. Nana, the hardships, the insecurities, it's everywhere on the continent, and it's so sad. From Gambia to Guinea, Burkina Faso to Niger and Mali, there is ever present the reality that we are all at a crossroads of revolutionary change, and young people will settle for nothing less. Nana, but look at the Kenyan situation. Nana, it's very it's very dynamic.
I think it's out of how many countries? Almost 37 countries.
Yes.
Took to the street.
Nana, the protests were led by largely young people, who constitute about 70% of the population. Now, what were they demonstrating about? They were demonstrating against a government which has ignored the reality of deep-seated suffering and poverty faced by the masses, and instead are imposing killer and crippling taxes on people and businesses. The youth in Kenya have showed clearly, say, they can give their lives for the betterment of the country that they find themselves in. Nana, but when you compare the indicators between Kenya and Ghana, no, you ask yourself, say, the youth of Ghana, we should have been the ones on the street, because let me give you the statistics.
Not Kenya.
Mama, Nana, on interest rate, Kenya's rate is 13%, and Ghana's rate is 29%. On debt to GDP, Nana, Kenya stands at 69% as compared to Ghana 86.6%. In terms of exchange rate, the Kenyan shilling has depreciated by 34% to the dollar since 2023, whereas the Ghanaian cedi has depreciated by 54% to the dollar for the same period. Nana, inflation rate in Kenya is 6.6%. In Ghana, it is 23.1%. Kenya's unemployment rate, Nana, is 6.6%. Ghana rate near then 14.7.
Na 6.4 no kreja.
Thank you. Ghana, it finds itself in the worst economic sector than Kenya. So what does it mean? It means when the youth become angry, when
like Gabi Ochudako said,
yes, when we look at leaders who have taken us back, worse leaders like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, then I believe strongly in what Gabi Ochudako posted. And Nana, I am happy to report, say, indeed, we have become so used to foolish and corrupt leaders like Nana Addo and the MPP administration. When Gabi was tweeting this,
okay, so foolish and
corrupt leaders,
is that not a strong word?
That is what Gabi Ochudako. I've given you. It's a tweet. He tweeted on March 2nd, 2011. He tweeted, Nana, you see, this government, the things they've said, if you want to play it back to them, Ghana will not be a place that can contain all of us.
Giving them a taste of their own medication.
Thank you. So what we will do is that we will not repeat the words that they used. We will not repeat it.
Okay.
But we'll just ensure, say, they are reminded of the things that they said. Now, you have somebody like Esla Owusu still in government.
Akufu.
Yes. Now he's Akufu because he's married to the president's brother or whatever. Listening to some of the things that she said whilst they were in opposition, sometimes it makes me feel that that woman shouldn't be respected by anybody. Because some of the things they said were very harsh. Nana, it's not like Nana Addo is more human than President John Dramani Mahama.
Okay, no.
They all have the same blood that flows within them. I have said, say, President Mahama never showcased the arrogance Nana Addo showcased. Nana, things are difficult, worse than we've ever experienced in the history of our country. But Nana Addo says that he told us that he knew how to bring back the economy. Which economy?
Not the date, yeah.
Which economy has he brought back? Why do you toy with the future of our people? Nana, I'm not an Ashanti. I come from the Volta region. And I'm proudly a Voltarian. My brothers and sisters who are coming from the Ashanti region are also proud of their tradition. They will listen to Otumfuo. And when Otumfuo says that, oh, we who say the economy is coming back. But the same Otumfuo told President Mahama some time ago that in Krofono Mukotuaba no omo de come any a yaoye and a dikotuaba. Today Otumfuo cannot look them in the face and tell them, say, the same economy yede tuaba some years back, Otumfuo ka say, sa komuno and I tuaba against the NDC administration. No. Today, it's 10 times worse under the MPP administration. But Otumfuo, as we revere him, as my people from Ashanti revere him, has stated, say, who say the economy is coming back and things are getting better. So Bawumia should tell the people the truth. We cannot be two-faced leaders. We can't be two-faced. You don't grow a country like this. I would urge my people, my friends, family, and others who are from the Ashanti region and say, yes, listen to what Your Eminence King has said, but look at the situation yourself. Sebi, Nana, you were in Ghana when Professor Mante called press conferences, showcased his arrogance, showcased his bitterness towards President John Dramani Mahama. We thought, say, gray hair was a sign of wisdom.
Not to cut it short, listening to you carefully, as the MPP for Nubia, you're arrogant. Because anybody
arrogant is their second name.
Okay, because any name you quote to be arrogant.
Arrogance is there. You don't. Yeah. Look at the gentleman that Nana Addo appointed as the ECG boss. He sat on radio or TV and said, "Say, it's a privilege to have electricity. We shouldn't take it. Say, it is our right."
He said that.
Yes, he did. He did. And I asked myself, where from this? Nana, we have a president who orders chiefs to stand up and greet him. We have revered our chiefs from time immemorial. We have a president who ordered the minister of Greater Accra to go ask a chief to stand up when a national anthem was being played. 2 days after that, the daughter was having a program. The president was there. The daughter only did not disrespect Ghana, but the daughter, during the playing of the national anthem, was on phone. When you're arrogance, what do we term arrogance? Nana, this administration have decided that they will not listen to anybody.
Ethiopia syndrome.
Nana, the sad one is the Attorney General that we have in Ghana.
I was going to ask you about that, okay, but since
Nana,
you brought it up.
The sad one is the man we call an Attorney General in the Republic of Ghana. Never has any Attorney General been advised by a judge, say, you should recuse yourself from a particular case. We've seen an Attorney General who talks anyhow, who is arrogant, who believes, say, the Attorney General doesn't know the law. The way Attorney General Godfrey Dami behaves is not somebody that knows the law. Somebody that
is it the only way to go? Now, Mark bin now say, Oman Penny, and as a binding Bibini Empire, we took to this, we can go on the street, demonstrate. He has to hear us because he is Kenya.
Well, the demonstrations are part of the democracies that we align ourselves for. So, peaceful demonstrations carry out information. But when you have a peaceful demonstration and the oppressor who is oppressing you tries to oppress you during that demonstration, sometimes you need to show the oppressor that you put them there. What happened in Kenya is a typical example of that. It's a shame that you hear the president calling the Inspector General of Police, say he's the most incompetent person. When the people have decided, no amount of weapons, no amount of intimidation, be it military, civil, using state apparatus against people would do any benefit when the people are tired. Nana, when they are tired, they are tired. Demonstrations, we've seen demonstrations even in our dispensation as a country, Nana. The Kumipreku demonstration. The president who sits there today as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces led that demonstration. Things went wrong. Gabi was part of that demonstration. Ken Oforiatta was part of that demonstration. Things went wrong. But at that point, they were able to make a case. And I'm saying that when Fix the Country demonstration was to take place, we saw how the government, through the police force, was trying to intimidate the people. But the moment the people had the chance to demonstrate, you saw what happened at the Face the Country demonstration. And I think, this is a wake-up call to our leaders that come what may, the Kenyan model will be replicated if they take Ghanaians, especially the youth, for granted, because we are tired. Just like they have failed us, we don't want to fail the next generation that comes after us. We want to stand firm, take up the country as our own, and ensure that we leave a legacy for our children and our great-grandchildren. If they have failed us, just like a lot of leaders have said that, you heard the revered Sam Jonah during his lecture say that, look, he apologizes, but they have failed us. That is an honest leader, a leader who believes, let's be truthful to the next generation and ensure the next generation. So demonstrations, we can't stop them. Until we do things right, demonstrations will be a recourse where we will address our grievances. And I think the government should not shut us down when we decide on demonstrations.
The government shouldn't shut us down whenever we decide to embark on any kind and form of generation. So many messages coming through. Moamuti in Ghana, Yadamase, America, Tennessee for Muntimini Agaseti, Yadamase Bebre, and then South Africa for so Ubetimi message number, so many messages pouring in. And then my main kind messages kakra. Then from there, South Africa, we'll be talking about GNU. Ghana, are we ready for something like that?
Pragmatic leadership. Prioritizing issues that will bring relief to the suffering masses. President Mahama wouldn't have gone to spend money to build a cathedral during COVID. That money will be channeled towards resuscitating the economy. If President Mahama was a president during this COVID era, President Mahama will not appoint 120 ministers, but rather he will cut down on government and cut down on government expenditure. If President Mahama was a leader during COVID, he will not bring up killer taxes that the use of them is only for the executive or the president and his cronies. Other countries suffered from COVID. Nana, you and I, we are in South Africa.
Yeah.
It was worse in this country than any other country in Africa. But are they still against, or are they still under the replica or the challenges that COVID brought? No, they are out of it. Because there were prudent economic measures. When we were telling them, when President John Mahama was telling them that, look, guys, you are being profligate. You are spending on things that are not necessary. You are spending money in an election year just for you to win the mandate of the people, and the repercussions will be dire. We had a president who lied to us. The greatest scam of all was when he told us that he knows how to bring back the economy, but not the dead people.
Not the dead.
What he did was that he made sure he buried all of us. He made sure, whilst COVID, the taxes we were having. Now, you are not in Ghana. My gentleman who is calling from Adabreka, there's an MPP regional organizer or something in the north who said, she had 120,000 given to her as part of the COVID money for them to share.
To share?
Yes, they shared the money.
Why?
Because they gave it to her. Say, do COVID project in your constituency. She used it for his own self. When the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament went on a hearing in the North, this issue came up. I see, funny enough in Ghana, Nana, Nyama is see Ghana pa. Ghana should have been worse than Kenya. But you know the Ghanaian people and our brothers and sisters, we are all young people in Ghana. When the time is right, they would have wished, say, they didn't treat us the way they treated us. Because when the time is right, we would be worse. We would be worse than what has happened in Kenya. You don't joke with the future of people like that.
Not joking about the future of the people in Ghana. I think people from Asia are also not happy with you. So please, you should know that Otumfuo is a king of Ghana and is revered, and he must be tread cautiously away from your Menshia. Nana, we are not happy with you.
Nana, I have stated clearly that in Ghana, the chieftaincy institution is a revered one, and we revere them. Look, I revere Otumfuo than the caller might say. Maybe he's from Menshia.
But I also heard in your, yes, I saw how you treated it. Yes, no, I mean, so man, that maximum respect.
All I have said is that let's be true leaders. Let's say it as it is. Let's not change when the story becomes different. Nana, all I'm saying is that, did Otumfuo say that in Crawford at the come ni challenges and ekotuaba? Did he say it? Yes, he said it. Today, did Otumfuo also say again that, oh, now he has seen, say, the economy is bouncing back and that Alhaji Bawumia should be truthful to the Ghanaian people and tell us what he will do when he becomes a leader? I am saying that let's be objective. If it is the chief from my side, I'm from Bando. And so if there's a chief from my side, or a Togbi, as we call them, says this and it's different, I would draw my Togbi Dagadu's attention. Togbi Dagadu, I am sorry, but some time back you said this. Why are you saying this at this time? Yes, we revere them, but we tell them what the realities are on the ground. So all I'm saying is that I revere Otumfuo too much, but I am saying that let's not say it is A when it is for one person and say it is B when it's for another person. Ashantis will be happy.
Yeah.
Otumfuo will be happy that an indigene from his place has been chosen as the running mate of the MPP. But that doesn't mean, say, Otumfuo doesn't know the real situation that is on the ground. That's all I'm saying. I have not disrespected Otumfuo. I would never ever disrespect him, but let's be factual, let's be truthful, and let's say it as it is.
Let's say it as it is. And you know, but what the message, you know, if he mentioned by, you know, dear era Quashie can say no, he will never disrespect. So many messages coming in. This one says, it is good you notice your guest sees everyone in MPP is arrogant, but not members of his party. I miss JJ Rawlings. Okay, so
well, JJ Rawlings, what did JJ Rawlings do? JJ Rawlings said that there were people in the party that were babies with sharp teeth. At that point, JJ Rawlings mentioned people's names. But the things that this MPP administration is doing, may JJ Rawlings' soul rest in peace. But I can tell you, if JJ Rawlings was alive, then the MPP would have been on its toes more than they are currently. Because what they are doing now is worse than what any other NDC administration did. That I can tell you on fact.
Okay. And that message came from Kaneshi Ameyao. Your guest has seen... Okay, it says your guest has just deviated from the topic under decision. Why can't you bring him to book? He's so full of himself. Or this one... Okay. Houston. Okay. Houston, our member is US, right?
US, yeah.
Okay. So let me take it again. Say your guest has just deviated from the topic. Okay. Okay, I wonder which topic he's talking about that you deviated. Under the discussion. Anyway, can't you bring him? Okay, he's full of him. Okay, let me skip that as well. And he says, kindly find out if he's truly following the case of the High Court. The NDC thinks they are full of wisdom. We shall see after December 7th. This one from Samai. What's the name? Kanewampa. Okay.
No, I think that I have followed the Atufosin case.
Okay.
And I know that there's no court with the incontrovertible facts that are there before her ladyship, the justice on the case. I don't see anywhere that the Honorable Minority Leader will be convicted. He will not be convicted. And I want to assure the listener that come December 7th, the story will be that President John Dramani Mahama will be the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana. And he will bring back the sanity that deserves to be in Ghana. He will reset the country. He would ensure that the country is not for a select few, but for all of us.
Fifi Kwete Samuel Jemfi Otukono Okujeto Ablakwa, to mention a few. Tell me if these people aren't arrogant enough. He should spare us the bluff.
What is the arrogancy when Fifi Kwete says that the president we have is a president who doesn't listen? What is the arrogance?
That's what Fifi Kwete said.
Yes.
Okay.
Where is the arrogance when Sami Jenfi is able to pinpoint? I was in court the last time during Atufosin's trial, and her ladyship called Sami Jenfi and said, certain things happened in the courtroom that he went to report, and Sami, being Sami, ensured what he had said should be attributable to him, but not what people perceive that he has said. You can call the young man arrogant, but you see, the problem we have is that when people speak the truth to our faces, we call them arrogant. Nana, these people he have mentioned, Otokuno, how arrogant is Otokuno? You've mentioned their names. I have told you a statement from Napo.
Yeah, okay.
I've given you a statement from Napo. I've given you a statement from Esla Usu.
Yeah, you did.
I've given you a statement from Nanabi, Sami Ewuku, and there. Look, the issue about Sami Jenfi that people say is arrogant is this recent, he went to the US with the wife and then went for a program. Sami, before coming into politics, had his own businesses that were running for him. Sami is not being paid by the taxpayer. Nana, the sheer dishonesty of the MPP administration sometimes make it very laughable. We were in Ghana when we saw the birthday of Sami Ewuku. Sami Ewuku, who is being paid by the taxpayer. We were in Ghana when he celebrated his birthday 2 or 3 months back. And then Sami Jenfi goes to the US, spends time with the wife alone, and then people start saying that Sami is profligate. People say that Sami is this, Sami is that. Sami is an individual first, and he's a private citizen. If Sami was in government and Sami had gone to the US and to do something that the taxpayers feel that he has utilized their money, that is a different case altogether. But as a private person, why do you say Sami is arrogant? Because he has gone to spend time with the wife.
Okay, so if you're the one that sent this message, please give it facts and send your how arrogant they can be. And this one says, I think the NDC, I think your door-to-door campaign, I'm for what they say. I think the NDC has no money for bigger campaigns and gathering. Bigger campaigns and gatherings now. They say door-to-door campaign. Next time when they get power, they will utilize money wisely.
It's not about utilizing money wisely. Politics has grown to a different level now.
I say money cash.
Oh, we are in opposition. Definitely, you need cash. We are in opposition.
So you've admitted
yes,
it.
Definitely, we are in opposition. We don't have money.
Okay.
But the money to propagate our message to the people, there are people who support the party.
Okay.
There are people who believe in the philosophies of the party. There are people who believe in the leadership of President John Dramani Mahama. What I am saying is that the US elections are, Now they are also doing house to house. President Biden is going to people's shops, people's homes, people's small setup gatherings to get things done. So all I'm saying is that, yes. So if a president tells you that he will rope you into the student loan scheme, where it is guaranteed that you would always have your alawa, I think that we didn't lose the election at that time. The Ghanaian people decided, we believe that the elections were rigged, but we have accepted the will of the people. We went to the Supreme Court, we lost, and we accepted that this time round, we will not go to the Supreme Court again. We'll battle it out at the polling station. And I can assure the caller from Hohoe that the Honorable Efo Wolanyo Chepo, who is a PC in that constituency, is going to deliver the seat from the Honorable Peter Meu and ensure that the NDC takes up all the seats that we've always held in the Volta region.
NDC taking back his seats?
Yes. The last seat that we lost in Hohoe to the Honorable Ameu was because our house was not in order. Currently, we have a very vibrant, dynamic, young parliamentary candidate by the name of Efo Wolanyo Chepo, and he's doing well, bringing development to the people and ensuring that the people's lives are impacted in positive ways.
Okay, so this one also, a few messages, and then His Excellency Wabreu Wakasapa Nuncio Kakra. Whilst you taking those messages, he says, with this presentation with facts and figures, course, we see the NDC copy.
No, the NDC never went to copy anything Bawumia did. Nana, Bawumia gave 170 questions to the late Kwashie Misata to answer. When Kwashie Misata, may his soul rest in perfect peace, indicated that it is different, the textbook theories, and when it is practical. What do you have to do? Bawumia laughed. Nana, what has Bawumia brought that was not there? They will tell you that Bawumia brought Ghana card, but the laws promulgating Ghana card was way there before Bawumia even came in. Bawumia gave us all the lectures that he could give. Bawumia told us at the point, say he has arrested the dollar and given the key to the IGP, boasting. They had a kinky party when they exited the IMF program. Where are we today? Now we cannot even enter into the program because we cannot reach a restructuring agreement with our internal and external debt owners. Nana, let's be realistic. Bawumia has denigrated the office of the vice presidency to a level that it will only take Professor Jinana Opoku-Agyeman to come rescue that office again. And I can assure you that the NDC would ensure that a Professor Jinana Opoku-Agyeman vice presidency restores the hope and dignity that that office has to take on. And it is almost here. December 7th, she will take up the rightful place.
Soon we'll be talking about GNU here in South Africa. So many parties or more around the country, Enra Anajo, was it Saturday and His Excellency we were still on my post, and so at the cabinet only more, but messages keep flopping in. When will they launch their manifesto, green book again, or we should expect something new? And then this one also says, can he mention one good thing of his government? Because he seems the NDC is the only wise people in Ghana. Bloemfontein, Cindy. Okay, 2 in a row. They're talking about when are you launching a manifesto, and then are we expecting a green book or a new one? And also, he says, can you mention one good thing his government has done, because he seems the NDC are the only wise people in Ghana. Cindy from Bloemfontein.
The party's flag bearer at the top hierarchy of the party are still consulting. They are speaking to the bodies that matter, the civil society groups, faith-based organizations, people that the TUC, all these bodies that we believe that have an input in the development of the country. I'm sure that the Manifesto Committee has presented draft report that the flag bearer has said they should go back and do ABC. So we are within the time frame to present our manifesto before the elections. After all, we have presented our running mate. We have showcased most of our policies. The ruling government has still not provided their running mate, and so
maybe a new strategy.
It can when you are struggling to do something, it's obvious. You know, those days they'll tell you, say they have the men.
Yeah.
We have the men. Now they don't want to go to the market and say we have the men, because when they say we have the men, we'll ask them which men. The late Akoto says which men do they have? They don't have any person. It's their own people that have said the same thing. So the manifesto will come. It will showcase things that obviously includes whatever is in the green book, and then we'll take it up from there. The second question was about arrogancy.
Yes, it says, did he say Ghanaians? Okay, no, here it says, can he mention one good thing of his government? Because it seems the NDC are the only wise people in Ghana.
No, we've not said that we are the only wise people. I've mentioned projects, and their Minister of Ashanti also went on to a program and we said you should mention. I've mentioned the 617-bed UGMC hospital. I've mentioned the 160-bed hospital at the Bank Hospital. I've mentioned projects that the president during his tenure had embarked on. Terminal 3 is there. There are road infrastructure that he was improving. The Eastern Corridor roads that he went into and ensuring that it was done. The roads, he did a lot of things, and I'm saying that if with the little or meager resources he was able to achieve those things, imagine the kind of taxes that Nana, you see, my MPP friends sometimes shy away from the truth.
Do you have friends in the MPP?
Oh no, we are all Ghanaians, so we have friends.
Okay,
we have friends.
Politics won't divide you.
No. Politics should not divide us. We have a different approach into seeing how we resolve issues of national interest. They have property-centered democracy. We are social democrats. So it's the different ideologies and how we believe that we'll be able to develop the country that differs. But the end goal for all those two political parties is to see a Ghana that developed. Unfortunately for us, we have seen that this MPP government is not a government that wants to see Ghana develop, but a government that wants to see individuals within themselves develop. Nanado and Bawumia had introduced a lot of taxes. You know, when people say that, what have we done? Mm-hmm. We are saying that the monies that we have given to these people, they should have done more than what they have given. They have a 3% VAT flat rate, 5% increase in VAT. They made taxes for Get Fund, NHIL levies and 25% increase in corporate tax, 2% special import levy, 1% COVID levy, 3% VAT, 1% COVID levy on 2.5% NHIS levy. 5% fiscal stabilization levy, 5% financial sector cleanup. You charge us 5% to collapse banks. You had all those monies. What did you use? Thank you. They've taxed luxury vehicles. They've taxed us BOLA, sanitation levy. They've taxed us everything taxable. They've done it. What were the monies used for? We have mentioned what we use ours for. We are not saying that what we use our monies for was the best ever in the history of the country. No. President Atamils, when he was commissioning the N1, the George Bush Highway, he made sure he invited President Kufuor because it was started during his time. When they were commissioning the UGMC hospital, even if they never invited President Mahama. So when I talk about arrogancy, this is it. Just for you to be humble and accept that this gentleman is the one who started it before me. No, he will mention other people and not mention President Mahama's name. But the tables will turn, and President Mahama will show leadership. Where and when President Mahama feels that there's a project that was done by Nanado, Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he will mention his name. If he needs to be called there to be applauded during his commissioning, he will ensure that he's there. That is the truth.
Okay, that is the truth. Sorry, so His Excellency Abrepa. 2 more messages then. Okay, Gasa Studios, also, why do you only field an NDC pundits in your studio? This is time with Mr. Quashie. Yeah, so we invited him here. MPP for from Mahama. And I'll say this on air. NPP, when we invite you, you don't show up. Now I don't want to second their work, comfortable lead. Maybe break it 8, Okay, so this isn't something that I can hide, because it's not helping. It's not healthy when we invite you to the studios, you don't come unless you don't have anything to tell Ghanaians. And as a mufo say, biana, the Ghana for then it's fine. That I'll put it on record. Meka, your friend Mahama MPP4. We've invited you time with that number. So, Pachowa de sa message by anonymous. You wanna know? We invite NDC and MPP in South Africa. They never show up. Okay. Did he say Ghanaians should hit the streets if their if their grievances are not heard by the president/government? Did you say that?
No, I'm saying that the good people of Ghana would also hit the streets. Nana, demonstrations are democratic ways of expressing opinions. Others will go to court, others will demonstrate, and it has been like that in all democracies. So I'm saying that when the people believe that it is ripe and it is time, we've used all the channels, and this cannot. I'm not saying that it should only happen under the Nanado administration. It can also happen under John Mahama administration if he's not doing things right.
Yeah.
And the people decide that we've said everything, we've used all mediums, you are not listening, so we will take to the street. And you cannot deny people their right of demonstrating.
Will the NDC restore GN Bank license should they win the December 7th elections? And then this one also says, this one from Dansuma and Samuel, this one says, if your guests keep saying arrogance by the NPP, when will President Mahama congratulate Nana Addo after he won the 2020 elections? Oh,
no.
Okay.
And when they say this, I asked them that how long did it take Nana Addo to congratulate President Mahama when he was also defeated? President Mahama believes that the statement he gave after the Supreme Court hearing is consolidating enough. It's not something that we want to delve into. The president have said that the elections were not free and fair. There were challenges. We've enumerated the challenges. Until those challenges are looked into, then maybe you can come to President Mahama and say he should congratulate him. Because even the reports that we had by the Ayawaso West Wuogon, you saw what happened in Ayawaso West Wuogon. But this is not something that we would want to waste our breath on. What I'm saying is that he's the president of the Republic of Ghana. Nana Addo is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. So let it be known that he is the one that is ruling Ghana. GN Bank license, I'm sure that President Mahama has stated clearly that he would look at it again. He believes that the approach that the MPP used in this banking sector cleanup were too harsh, were too radical, and whatever he needs to do to ensure that people get their livelihoods back, but in the real fiscal way, in the real prudent economic ways, that is what he is going to do. So I don't think that if it calls for the banking license to be reinstated based on what the economy would have advised, I don't think that the NDC would delay in doing that. I don't see this to be a government of national unity.
You don't see this to be that?
No. I see this to be the coming together of political parties. Look, when Nana, and don't let us mince words. Oliver Tambo.
Yeah, Oliver Tambo.
Nelson Mandela, Joe Slovo,
okay,
Winnie Mandela, Katanda, all these people who fought for the independence of this country, or for them to come out of apartheid rule.
Wait a quick one. My main call Ahomano so na menfa call back up few calls and then can Jenny na ya wrap it up. Good morning, Pacho Dini baby akasefi.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Matana hache into the morning one nature. When they come Pacho was it Udi any baby akasefi?
Maybe Isaac Kasefi Accra.
Isaac Pacho my into.
Okay. Mabo gasa mabasopa mo management
that's it.
And mo guest, I've been listening to him for almost an hour now. I think we deliver well if for nothing at all, I think the NDC should watch out for this man. They should recall him back to Ghana. Now, President Mahama, with immediate effect, on funding the campaign team, because he talks so well. Because I know NDC headquarters, Gasa. So immediately on fair papa na on man na Ghana see 5 months a day do on call Ghana see no join the party no more because NDC also will take you over. Also you take you over from Nanado buying basa ya go so to Ghana here you who do the man no be here.
But quick and almost think Ghana you don't know what he does here. How do you know so bit major there until say you know when you hear how bit me akọ china.
So ka say me say mo ya door to door na ha no me door to door na info na vote wa ha.
Okay.
But South Africa for move vote to Ghana move vote. Ghana ni enye adwuma the work is here in Ghana. Mo to South Africa. Door to door now in South Africa, yes, it's good. But at the end of the day, nipa hin be take it about December about voting. Here more Ghana, munyana mumba Ghana, na jai ohona moteno. Me say papa mu say NDC from penny fruit here. They should recall him. He should come home now to help the party because he here no. The man has spoken well. Me tell no for about 1 hour. He spoken truly as a comrade. Comrade, don't say me God bichiao. The boy abasopa.
Okay. Yeah, but I'll see me bring up and you're offering all the way from Ghana. So bit me after about 2-3 calls, then we can wrap up the show. More for outside Ghana, outside South Africa, +27 6801063007. Inside South Africa, +27 in count is 06801063007. But not yet can GNU once.
Well, so like I'm saying, I acquire political parties coming together to just achieve a purpose. What is the purpose? Man, this is the main reason why they fought apartheid. Today they've gone back to it. The DA has been a radical ideology when it comes to how they want things to be done. The blacks suffered under a white minority rule. Today you've gone back to them to form what you claim to be a government of national
unity.
It's shambolic. It's sad. It's a pity. Nana, when you look at the document, I've read the document that stated the GNU, and I asked myself, where are the leaders in the ANC? The EFF and the MK parties, traditionally, they are black-owned parties. They were members of the ANC, and because there were differences or there were challenges, they broke off. When there's a stalemate, the best thing I would have expected to see was the ANC calling the MK and the EFF and saying that, okay, we've gone our separate ways. The people have given us the mantle. Let's serve the people. Let's come together, form a government, and rule. You don't go to the person that trampled upon your liberty, that made your founding father. You might not like Oliver Tambo. You might not like Joe Slovo. You might not love Nelson Mandela, but they sacrificed for what you have today. So do not dissipate their memory. What has happened in this country? I am not a citizen of the country. I am somebody who stays here and works. And I'm saying that the repercussions will be dire. If you see the DA's posture during this GNU thing, then you see, say, they came in with that mindset of domineering. How? You don't go into negotiations and come with your terms.
Exactly.
That's what they started with. Funny enough, they have been able to win some of the key ministries. They've been able to be inducted as they are the second speaker of the National Assembly. Let's see what happens. But I can tell you that I have been sad ever since the ANC decided to form a government of partnership. I don't call it national unity.
It's partnership.
Partnership with the DA. It is going to have repercussions, and it will not be too too long before we have those repercussions.
And to whom say ANC disappointed the blacks?
They have in a very big way. But you see, it brings us again to the point where the youth would have to say enough is enough. Speak truth to power and let the ANC know, say, if for nothing, we read about the struggles and the challenges of the founding fathers of this country. It should not just be wasted, because people lost their lives in prison just to gain the freedom that they enjoy today. Do not. You remember what Archbishop Desmond Tutu once said? You remember what he said?
Please remind me.
Archbishop Desmond Tutu said there was going to be a time when the people will rise against the ANC just the way they rose against the apartheid regime. We are there. We are there. The people will rise against this government of national unity just like they did against the apartheid regime.
And that will not be looking good.
And that will not be good. But it is a necessary factor, it's a necessary evil if this country is supposed to claim its right again and move in the directions that its founding members had for this country. That's all I'll say.
Mr. Quashie, you better say, now when you say, there be a interview, I mean to me now, a word of peace into the upcoming elections on the 7th of December this year, 2024.
Well, I think so that we are inching closer and closer to the elections. And I believe, sir, like I indicated, no, elections should be the exchange of ideas, ideologies, and the best person that is able to win is the person that endears itself to the electorate. Every election has got consequences, and every election has two outcomes. You win, you lose. If you lose honorably, you accept it. But if you lose and there are skirmishes and you see, say, there was no free ground playing for everybody, then you say you will not accept the outcome of the election. But I think Ghanaians are wide awake. Nothing will happen. December 7th will be peaceful, very peaceful. The electorate would exercise their rights to vote and elect leaders that they think that would run the affairs of the country for the next 4 years. I can assure you that the NDC, as a party that I am a member of, would adhere to all the laid down processes in a peaceful and transparent manner. We would respect the decision of the people. We would work with the institutions of state to ensure a free, fair, transparent election. And I can tell you that once the people of Ghana decide, which we know will be a decision to have President John Dramani Mahama as the President of the Republic of Ghana, Ghanaians will reset the country and Ghana will be a better country for all of us.
Thank you so much. Mebacho opinion what's in Mr. Benjamin Quashie, Wanono NDC NDC for Krumha. Omo chairman wano ena yeneno attitude and come live on Gasa Radio no. Me you can say free in fear yemko yeba.